of our thoughts day to day are negative, that's huge. Imagine the impact that has on you, right? A lot, right? And here's the thing, a lot of those thoughts, we don't even realize that we're having those type of thoughts because we do it every day. And we just think, oh, that's just the way we think. Right? So here's the thing, something I learned from Limitless Minds in the Mind Gym is it's a mentality called keeping it neutral. Your mindset, you want to keep it neutral. And what I mean by that is if you are, let's say you're driving a car, right? You have drive, you have reverse, and you have neutral. So it's keeping yourself even keeled. So here's an example, right? Let's say you guys are on a sales call and you have a huge sale, right? You just go in, you nail it, everything goes well, and you're super, super excited, right? Which is good, you got a sale. But in that sense, keeping it neutral will look like this. Celebrate the win. Yes, I got a sale, but guess what? There's more sales ahead. You don't hang your hat just on one sale because there's multiple sales that's going to lead to those goals that you guys just told me, right? And what does keeping it neutral mean on the other side of that, the other spectrum, right? Let's say you go to sales call, you offer a maintenance plan 5 times in a row, all of them are no. What's keeping it neutral and neutrality mindset looks like when you guys hear 5 no's in a row, I've been there myself. What that looks like is this. It's acknowledging, hey, I took 5 no's, but what can I learn from this situation? How can I get better? Did I not explain it? Did I not follow the process? Did I lose my selling edge? That's what keeping neutral is, right? And I have another way that I look at it. Sometimes, I don't know if you guys ever been to the beach, right? You've been to the beach. You guys ever been to a pond before? You guys ever been to a lake before? Right? So imagine that a beach, right? You have a lot of current, riptide, undertow, all this, waves are crashing, right? That will represent a time when you're very excited, right? You're happy, hey, I got a sale, right? Boom. And then the pond, you guys ever been to a pond? I've been to some nasty ones, man. They're stinky, they're yucky, algae, it's murky, right? That will represent a time where you heard those 5 no's and you're stuck in that rut, right? But here's the mindset that I suggest to you guys, is keeping a lake mentality. You go to a lake on a calm day, that water's still, it's peaceful, it's tranquil, it's just nice. It's aesthetic. That's the mindset that we're gonna need when it comes to keeping our mindsets neutral in all situations. I'm pretty sure you guys can think of times right now that there's a time that, even if it's life or AC, man, that you guys were just like, oh man, like you were just on one side, really, really happy, or on the other side, really upset. You guys attest to that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's something that is very key when it comes to sales, keeping your mindset neutral. And I'll share a story with you, right? When I was playing for the national team, we were playing in, we were in Argentina, matter of fact, playing in Argentina. And my captain of the national team, we're playing against Team Canada, and I was point guard at that time, and he told me before the game, that's what he told me, he says, you're not supposed to be here. You don't belong here. Right?
Wow.
My mindset, how old are you, Ray?
20.
21.
19, okay. So I was 22 at that time. My mindset at that time was, Mike, do you mind getting that? That's just one of my alarms. At that time, my mindset was like shrunken. Like I felt like the littlest person in the world. Like I have the captain of the team that has played in all these leagues overseas and has done like an amazing job, and he's telling me I don't belong here. So my mindset was in that pond. It was murky, and guess what? I did not perform well.
Yeah.
But if I was able to shift my mindset to a place of, hey, like, I don't care what you're saying, I'm gonna go out here and do what I need to do, maybe the outcome would have been different.
Yeah.
Because it's funny enough how things work, but 2 years later, I met him. He was playing in the league and I was playing in the league. We played against each other and my team won. At that moment, I knew that, hey, I need to keep my mind neutral and I need to go forward and not get stuck in that pond. So yeah, if you guys just write this down real quick. Keeping it neutral is how you win. Keeping it neutral is how you win. And this is something else that I came up with that helps me bring my mind back, get back in that mental edge. I came up with a word for myself that helps me realign my mind and get it back neutral. My word is champion. So if I'm down in a rut, or even if I'm super excited, I just say the word champion, and that just brings me back. So what I want you guys to do right now is take a few moments, come up with the word for you guys to get you back in that neutral place after you take a bad sales call, or even if you have a great sales call. What's that word going to be for you guys? Take a few moments, just jot it down for yourself. It could be anything. Cool. Who wants to share?
Beast.
Beast? I like it. Beast, baby. Yep. Beast mode. I like it. I like it.
You can do it.
You can do it. Boom. It's a phrase. I love it. You can do it. That's awesome.
There's more to come.
There's more to come.
Yeah.
Man, that's amazing. That's amazing. So these words, these phrases, they obviously mean something to you. So here's the practical step to it, right? Today, tomorrow, rest of the week, moving forward, whenever you are in that rut, say those phrases, say those words, and you'll remember, okay, I gotta get myself back to neutral. I gotta get myself back to that lake style mentality. All right? Does it make sense for you guys?
Yep.
Cool. You guys doing good?
Yes.
All right. Cool. All right, so we're gonna go over what I call a battle strategy, right? What we're gonna actually, because here's the thing, we're in battle with our minds a lot in your realm, in your industry, in the home service business, especially sales, right? Remember, I talked about an ambush, right? And in terms of your thoughts, you had all these negative thoughts flooding your mind. Again, 45,000 a day. You're gonna have to combat that, right? And here's the thing, I kind of touched on it before. We live in Fort Bragg. There's a lot of military guys that go to our church and stuff, right? So a lot of them tell me this, right? Whenever they're deployed, they're on patrol, one thing that they do, if they're ever ambushed, they're trained not to run away from the gunfire, but to run to it. That's the best way to survive an ambush. And I get it, it's counterintuitive, right? Somebody shooting at you, it's like, run to it, doesn't make sense. You want to run away from it, right? But here's the thing, right? Running to it is how you escape it. Running to is how you face it, it's how you overcome it. It's the same thing with our thoughts. When those negative thoughts come in, it's just not patting it down with positivity, it's acknowledging it and moving past it. So, man, I'm pulling up to the house right now and my last sales call went bad. This will probably go bad too. That's not keeping it neutral. That's the wrong mindset. But how you counterattack that is saying, hey, the last one went bad, but this one right here, we're gonna move forward. I made this mistake in the last sales call. I'm not gonna make it on this one, I'm gonna move forward, right? That's how you counterattack. That's running towards an ambush. That's running towards the gunfire and negativity in terms of your thoughts. And like I said, guys, and really the reason I'm honing in on the mental strategy and the capacity, because it's so big in sales. Because you guys are techs right now, but what's going to be happening over the months, over the years, you guys are going to be transitioning into a salesman. You're just going to be a salesman that knows a lot about the mechanics of the unit, right? That's all it's going to be, which is going to be powerful because you're going to have knowledge. Knowledge is huge when it comes to sales, right? Something else I'll touch on here too, but I put it in my battle strategy. I call it the no mountain. And what I mean by like no, like the 2-letter word no, that's something that's just built in us innately. That we don't like hearing the word no. Am I right?
Yeah.
We don't like rejection. So how do you overcome that, right? We'll talk about that a little bit later, but that's something that we're gonna have to get over. We're gonna have to ascend that peak, and we have to conquer that mountain. Here's another, if you're writing anything down, write this down too. Don't let your thoughts speak to you, you speak to your thoughts. And practical example, and I'll say that again, don't let your thoughts speak to you, you speak to your thoughts. And here's the thing, if you're just getting these thoughts in your mind, and you just let them sit, and you're not actually speaking to them, and not letting them speak to you, it's gonna affect you, it's gonna carve you, right? So it's so important that we take those thoughts and we speak back to them. Every single time. Every single time. Especially, I don't know about you guys, but I've done door-to-door sales for a little bit of time in my sales career. The hardest thing is getting out of that car and knocking on the door. And cause you know why? Because here's fear. Fear is summed up in this. Fear is the unknown. You don't know what's on the other side of that door. You don't want to hear that 2-letter word. You don't want to hear that. So that's the hardest thing. But if you're able to combat that and get out of your head and speak to your thoughts, speak to yourself, because power of life and death is in the tongue, you will be able to get out that car and have a great sales call. Here's the thing, it's not going to happen every single time, but if you're keeping your mind neutral, it doesn't matter if it's going to happen every single time, because you're going to get more wins than losses because you're keeping your mind neutral and you keep moving forward towards that ambush. Make sense? Good. Good. How's that so far?
Perfect.
You guys good?
Loving it.
Okay, so this is going to be a little break time real quick.
Okay.
So we'll have a quick break.
Yeah, but,
And then when we get back, we're going to dive in